Hey guys, MJ here from Nitecore Singapore. Now this is the EDC29, the newest, brightest, most hardcore model for the EDC 2X series, and I'll show you exactly why. I also compare it with similar lights so you can decide if this is really worth buying. Now before we begin, I'll be giving away this EDC29, so remember to subscribe and comment below on if you use an EDC29 in your line of work. If yes, why? If not, why not? Once we hit 500 likes, I'll pick your winner and announce it in the description box below. So full size flat profile lights like the EDC29 are carving out their own category. And for good reason. Unlike cylinder-shaped lights, the slim, flat profile design doesn't stick out of your pocket or your bag, and when you tuck it into your mole webbing, your vest, your belts, it sits flush, perfect for concealed carry because it doesn't imprint on outerwear, unlike bulkier lights like the P10 or P20 here, right? If you have this on your vest, it sticks out a lot compared to the EDC29. And there's more. Security professionals love the quick draw factor. No need for a holster. You want to mount it here, just grab it and go. No Velcro flaps to mess with. You know, just clip it on and you're ready to go, unlike this MH12 Pro here. Plus, the flat design keeps it from rolling away, unlike traditional lights that might just roll off the surface when you put them down. So the flat profile design is so popular that other brands have jumped on the bandwagon. You got your OLED arc field here, your Streamlight Wedge even. Rovi Vaughn has hopped onto the flat light bandwagon. But Nitecore's EDC series have been leading the chart. It all started with the very successful EDC27 here, followed by the simplified non-LED EDC25 here, followed by the upgraded EDC27 UHI, and now the EDC29, the biggest and baddest of them all. So what's the difference between the EDC27 and the EDC29? Well, the EDC29 is larger, thicker and tougher with new grip pads that gives it a rugged look and feel. The earlier designs were all slim and discreet looking. Right, this styling also tells you it kind of means business, and rightly so, because the performance of this light is double that of the EDC27. But is the size and weight increase worth the performance gain? Let's break it down. First up, let's talk power. The EDC29 hits an incredible 6,500 lumens in turbo mode. That's more than double the EDC27's 3,100 lumens. So how is that possible? It's all thanks to the new UHI 20 LEDs, the same ones in the EDC33, right? But now in pairs. So what that means is you now have 18 micro LEDs in the bezel here. So here's how the bezel looks like compared to the EDC27. It is a complete monster. The micro LEDs turn on and off depending on what mode you're in. So 6,500 lumens can only be reached using the floodlight mode, where all 18 micro LEDs turn on, flooding everything in front of you in a ball of light. The catch is 6,500 lumens can only last about 10 seconds before the light needs to cool down. Now you can see the timer come on here as soon as you're in it. Once you let go, the timer recharges so you know when you can trigger it again. So the timer is based on temperature. So the more you turbo the light, the hotter it gets and the shorter the timer becomes. So once it gets too hot, it drops down to 400 lumens while the light cools. You might wonder, what am I going to do with just a few seconds of turbo? It's like the top speed of a car. 200 miles per hour is there when you need it, but you won't be using it all the time. It's the same with this light and all lights with momentary turbo. How do you know when a light has momentary turbo? Here's the secret. You can see on the EDC35 box, for instance, it says 5,000 lumens, but when you look at the chart, 5,000 and 3,000 lumens has no runtime. That means it's momentary. It lasts for seconds. When comparing lights, ignore all the special turbo modes. Just look at the brightness at around 1,000 lumens. That's when the light is not too hot with constant runtime long enough to be measured. It's at that brightness where you can truly compare and see how the beam is like in real world use. So for the EDC29, the 6,500 lumens floodlight and 3,000 lumens spotlight are momentary only. In actual use, expect to run it at 1,200 lumens like this for up to 2 hours with a beam distance of around 100 meters. So pro tip, the charts might say 190 meters, but that's measured in total darkness in lab settings. In real world conditions with ambient light, fog, dirt in the air, 100 meters is more realistic, and this is the same for all lights. So if you need to see far, just half press the mode button here for searchlight mode that hits up to 400 meters. If you need a wall of light, full press for floodlight mode, and when you're done, let go and it returns to your previous brightness. So that's how the modes are meant to be used. In fact, many of the guys will have it on the lower 100 lumens, 400 lumens, then only turbo as and when needed. It's all about having the right brightness only when you need it. So at this point, if you are still thinking a few seconds on turbo is too short, you're better off with the larger TM20K or MH40 Pro. Larger lights like this can run brighter for longer, but they have more surface area to dissipate. Right? There's always a trade-off between size, brightness, and runtime. Know what you need, then buy the right light. That's why we make these videos, to make sure you make the most informed decision possible. So let's talk about controls. The EDC29 has a dual 2-stage control like the older EDC series. This means you can half press and full press each button for different effects. Half pressing the power button here when the light is off lets you turn on the light at the brightness you want, right, even before it turns on. So this means you can override the last used brightness memory. So half press the power button here, you can cycle through 15 lumens, 100 lumens, 400 lumens, 1200 lumens if I want this. Full press and it comes on at 1200 lumens. Full press to turn it off. If I want to turn it on at 100 lumens, when it's off, just half press to get 100 lumens, full press and it turns on at 100 lumens. It's simple. Right, this is a subtle tweak but it gives you more control and light discipline. And if you really want to be discreet, just half press and hold the power button so it turns on at ultra low 15 lumens. Do your quiet checks. Once you let go, it turns off. Right, this is impossible to do in every other light. Usually when you momentary press anything, it gets blasted by a full wall of turbo. And here's the game changer. Reverse momentary low mode. So if you're on high 1200 lumens, checking things out far and you need to check a map up close and talk to a teammate without blinding them, right? When you're on high, half press the power button and it will dim to 15 lumens. Check your map, let go and it goes back to 1200 lumens. No other light can do this reverse momentary low from high. None. To do this on the MH12 Pro, you gotta from high, cycle down, and then once you're done, you gotta cycle back up to high again. It's the small details like this that make the EDC29 feel so intuitive to use. Anything you do will be shown on the OLED screen here, which covers brightness level, lumens, and the most important one, remaining runtime down to the minute. So you don't have to deal with battery anxiety, no more second guessing, it's all shown here. So if I have it on 400 lumens, I can see that it runs for 1 hour 22 minutes. One very important difference for the mode button, you can now change from instant floodlight to instant strobe. This was missing in the older EDC27 and many of the clients preferred strobe over floodlight. Now strobe is hands down the most effective at getting the attention of anyone you strobe at. Many clients swear by it. So if you are in crowd control, traffic control, safety, security, when you want to get your point across, you strobe and they will pay attention. So safety is another big upgrade. The EDC29 features a manual lockout switch here, inspired by the popular EDC33 and 35. You can see the lockout switch here, slide up to lock and down to unlock. This removes all the silly lock and unlock combinations you find on every other light. Even when the light is on like this, just slide up and it's locked. It's kind of like a kill switch. This is a simple, reliable way to prevent accidental activation. The status of the lock mode will show up on the display. Right, it shows here full lock level 2. This also improves activation speed over the older models. For the EDC27, if I draw it and then I realize that it's fully locked, I need to wait for it to unlock the timer and go. Right, for the EDC29, from full lock mode, I just flick down and I'm ready to go. Right, there's also 2 stages of lockout. Full lockout like this, where nothing you press works, and there's a semi-lockout mode. When the light is off, half press and hold down the mode button, slide up the lockup switch. Right, it will show semi-lock. Now the power button doesn't work, only the mode button that lets you access either spotlight, floodlight or the strobe mode. Some tactical users prefer this so the light doesn't stay on by accident, almost like some weapon lights where it's only momentary. When the light stays on, it reviews your position and they don't want that. So if you forget to lock out the light and you're worried about burning a literal hole in your pocket or bag, the new proximity sensors in the EDC29 work very well. When the light is off in my pocket or bag and it accidentally turns on in high or turbo, the sensor kicks in and it brings it down to 400 lumens. Did you see the kick there? It prevents any accidental burns. So if this turns on again in 1200 lumens, there, you see the drop, now it's at 400 lumens. When I remove my hand, it goes back to 1200 lumens. That's the way a safety sensor should work. The next big thing is grip. It's perfectly shaped for the knife grip. Just like the Benchmade here, it sticks out a good few inches for striking. and with even more textured pad around the whole light for grip. The little notch above the pocket clip here acts as a thumb rest in hammer fist if you like, and also helps on the pull up draw. So if this was hosted down this way for pocket draw, just wrap around, pull, and you're good to go. If you're really lodged in like this, you can grab the thumb notch and pull up, and then you are good to go. You also realize this is not your typical pocket clip. It's stick and it's screwed in here. That is how you can use it without a holster. That's one of the key considerations for security guys, is to keep the light on your persons when you get into a scuffle with someone. The EDC29 is slim, it stays close to your body, and you have less items dangling about in a struggle. So small note, if you want to run a wrist lanyard around this, you can with the middle loop here that's large enough to fit a paracord. Now moving on to battery life, because of the larger size, they could jam a much larger 2500 mAh battery inside, giving you an extra 30 minutes runtime over the EDC27 at 1200 lumens. But this is where it gets a bit sticky when you compare it with other cylinder-shaped lights at the same brightness. At around 1200 lumens, the EDC27 runs for 1 hour 30 minutes. The EDC29 runs for about 2 hours. When you compare with lights that use actual 21700 batteries like this, the EDC35 here runs for 4 hours 45 minutes, and the MH12 Pro runs for 4 hours 30 minutes. Now that's a huge difference for not much of a length increase, right? What you're going for is the thickness. Right, so because of the flat design, there's no way to fit a proper 21700 battery in there, which can hold up to, in today's measurement, 5300 mAh. So you lose out on runtime compared to cylinder lights. Right, the battery is not removable as well, so you have to recharge it via the USB-C port here to a wall or plug or power bank. It does charge very fast though, 0 to full in just 1 hour 15 minutes, faster than any other light I've seen. So this is a very quick recharge time, so that is a huge plus, even though it's not removable. So while charging, the screen will show battery progress. When fully charged, the standby time is about 12 months before you need to top it up again. Another potential deal breaker for this light, despite its rugged look, is not completely waterproof. So it is weatherproof up to IP54. So light, rain, mud, dust is okay, but don't go diving with this or drop it in a river. Right, it's not rated for that and it will flood. So then you have to spend another day drying it out. So should you buy the EDC29? Is the flat design, the display screen, and the controls worth the trade-off for a runtime of a cylinder light? It's definitely not for everyone. If you need a light for extended operations, this is not it. If you need an extremely powerful 6500 lumens quick draw light with amazing controls and fast activation, the EDC29 is perfect. For VIP security detail, it's an obvious yes, because they don't need the light to run for days. They need powerful bursts, quick draw, and an activation speed over anything else. The 400 meter spot and instant strobe for getting attention, the OLED screen, the knife grip, the strong pocket clip, right? The quick 1 hour recharge are all features that make it even more compelling for this type of user. But if you're into hiking, camping, the MH12 Pro might be better for you with its 4 hour runtime and swappable batteries. So know what you need, then choose the right tool for the job. The EDC29 is in stock now at nitecorelights.com/EDC29 with bulk discount options if you're buying for your team. Orders are delivered within a couple of days, and as always, you're covered by our 60-day money back guarantee and 3-year warranty. So link to order is in the description box below. So remember, this channel isn't endorsed or paid by Nitecore. I started it to share the lights I sell, and every order you make here directly helps us create better videos. So what do you think about the EDC29? Right, would you use it? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Right, I'm Jay signing out.